Empty hearts and neon lights. They're playing with my mind. Gotta get out of here tonight. Oh, I wanna run off and fly. And I'll tell myself it's fine to be alone. Just to find somewhere that finally feels like home. Oh, oh, oh. I hate all this overthinking. Oh, 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 oh. The more I swim, the more I'm sinking. Take me to a world of silver. No more heartbreaks, tears, painkillers. Take me somewhere unfamiliar. Bring me back to where we started out. Get me out of now. To where we started out. Get me out of now. To where we started out. La 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 la. Oh, oh. Get me out of broken hearts and starting fights. Turning truth to lies. Gotta get up, stop wasting time. Yeah, I wanna run off and fly. And I'll tell myself it's fine to be alone. Just to find somewhere that finally feels like home. Oh, oh, oh. I hate all this overthinking. Oh, 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 oh. The more I swim, the more I'm sinking. Take me to a world of silver. No more heartbreaks, tears, painkillers. Take me somewhere unfamiliar. Bring me back to where we started out. Get me out of now. To where we started out. Get me out of now. To where we started out. Oh no. Empty hearts and neon lights. They're playing with my mind. Gotta get out of here tonight. Oh, I wanna run off and fly. And I'll tell myself it's fine to be alone. Just to find somewhere that finally feels like home. Oh, oh, oh. I hate all this overthinking.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Progeny Esports MX-5 Challenge. I am your host and commentator, Yakes87, here with Progeny Esports channel. So we bring our MX-5s to the Jefferson circuit at the Summit Point Motorsports Park. This is a small track that's kind of off to the side of the main track. It's a 1.1 mile circuit that features a lot of tricky corners. The track itself is very flat, a couple of hills here and there on the straightaways, but the corners themselves are almost entirely flat. This track does not have a lot of grip to it. And there are curbings on the edges of the corners, but they are not helpful curbings. They will actually de-wedge your car and cause all kinds of problems. this track is going to be very challenging for our drivers here this afternoon. Yeah, kind of out of things to say at that point, but yeah, welcome to Jefferson Circuit. Our drivers are out on track right now qualifying. We've got a smaller field today. Some of our drivers are a little under the weather, so we're hoping everybody has a quick recovery and we can get back to some racing here very soon. So right now our drivers are on the track for qualifying, which is going to set the grid for race number 1 this evening. A quick reminder of our race format. We do have a qualifying session which sets the lineup for the first race. Then we have a 20-minute race, at which point afterwards we will do a reverse grid of the finishing order from race number 1 for race number 2, which will be a second 20-minute race with a 5-minute break and warm-up in between the two races. So lots of opportunities if you have a bad race to reset, regather yourself, and come at it for a second attempt in the second race. So none of our drivers have quite posted a time for qualifying yet, but we do have some drivers on track right now. Michael Yates, Jack Pollard, and Simon. All three are on the track currently, just nobody has been able to set a timed lap. Now, in order for a timed lap to take in qualifying, you must complete a lap without getting an off track. As you see, Jack Pollard has just set our first timed lap of the qualifying session with a 57.142, which is going to put him on the provisional pole for this session. So we have 7 minutes left in qualifying. So we'll see if anybody can put a clean lap together or if anybody can run a faster lap. All right, Michael Yates has just put a lap down in qualifying here with a 59.080. So that is going to put Michael Yates in the second qualifying position. Yeah, one thing I noticed from practice is this track is definitely going to be challenging our drivers. I'm sure we'll get a chance to get on board with some of our drivers here soon, and you guys can see a lap around this place. But there are a lot of blind corners at this racetrack. Whoa. Michael Yates has spun out, coming to finish up a lap here. He's going to have to reset. All right, we're going to ride along here with Jack Pollard for a couple laps. So you guys can kind of see this racetrack. As you can see, we got some blind corners. You go into turn number 1. It's a very tight right-hander, which opens up into some S-turns, which is then going to take you into this wide sweeping corner here, leading down to a very fast right-angle left turn at the end of a straightaway, which is going to send you on to the second straightaway here. And this corner, this is the last corner of the racetrack. It kind of opens up. You kind of angle to the right a little bit here. And then it goes into this really wide sweeping corner that has a sharp exit right at the end of it. So a nice double apex challenging corner, which sets you up to this finish a lap here. There is not a lot of runoff area on this racetrack, so there's not a lot of curbs that you can use to kind of extend the lap time out a little bit. You got to just make use of all the track you can have available to you at this very challenging Jefferson circuit. All right, and it looks like all of our drivers have finished their qualifying runs. All of them have signaled that they are ready to race. So we've got about 3 minutes until we hit the grid. So qualifying results, that's going to put Jack Pollard on the pole for this weekend's race with a 56.469. Michael Yates in second with a 59.0. And Simon bringing up the rear, who was not able to turn a lap or has decided to just start from the back. Let's race. So I will say, putting this track on the schedule, this was one of my personal favorites to put on the schedule. When I first started racing with road courses, this is one of the starting tracks, and I have just such fun memories of turning laps on this racetrack. And I have honestly not seen this racetrack in probably so it's honestly really cool to see our drivers out here tackling this racetrack. It's definitely not an easy track. It's a deceptively complicated track because you look at it, it's tight, it's small. It looks like you can carry a lot more speed through these corners than you really can. And I think that's going to really challenge our drivers today. This week's race is not going to most likely come down to who has the fastest pace, like we've seen in some of our first couple of races. This week's race is going to come down to who can keep that car on the track for all 20 minutes and avoid complications and difficulties along the way. And I think it's going to hopefully put on a good show for you guys. Pollard in chat says he's going to spin out so much. I hope you can keep the wheels under it, Pollard. I think you'll be all right. But the timer is ticking. It is almost time to hit the track here. Grid opens up in about 90 seconds here. And we'll see our first laps of race pace here at the Summit Point Jefferson circuit. I hope everybody's having a great day today. I hope everybody's ready for some great MX-5 racing. Like I mentioned, we have a bit smaller of a field than we're used to, but hopefully it still puts on a good show. Our drivers have done a very good job with putting on good shows for us so far, and I expect more of the same here at this track today. It is almost time for our drivers to hit the grid. I am waiting in anticipation here for the start of this race. This is going to be a very fun, hopefully not chaotic, go into turn number 1 here at the Jefferson circuit. But here we go. The grid is open. We're waiting for our drivers to hit the racetrack. So once again, it'll be Jack Pollard in first, Michael Yates in second, and Simon in third. Here we go. We're waiting for the green. Green flag. Here we go. We are underway. Michael Yates goes a little backwards on the start there. Looks like he hit the wrong shift button. But Jack Pollard is on his way into turn number 1. Simon is hot on his tail. They'll go in here in turn number 1. And there we go through those tight, windy S-turns into this tight hairpin turn at the end of those. And this is going to open up into this short backstretch, the first of 2 backstretches. Into the sweeping high-speed left-hand turn here. Jack Pollard doing a nice job. He's going to try to hold on to that lead as much as he can. Michael Yates, after a little bit of a rough start, is hanging out behind these guys, but he is on a roll. He's trying to get caught up. So Simon looking for the opportunity to get around Pollard here. as we go around this final turn. And that is going to complete lap number 1. A couple of our drivers getting into the grass there on the exit of the corner. And here we go again, back down into turn number 1. Jack Pollard doing a very nice job, just trying to put some distance between himself and Simon, just running smooth laps very consistently. Now it goes a little wide, gets into the grass. Simon's going to go on by. A little bit of contact, little damage. And here comes Michael Yates back in the mix. You can never count any of our drivers out at all at any point during this race. And Michael Yates goes around Simon. He is going to take the lead here in race number 1. So put Michael Yates at the front. Let's see if he can hold on to this lead. He did a very good job just not letting that start get to him, just getting on the track, just running his laps and let these guys tangle with each other. And Michael Yates is going to take that opportunity to lead a lap here in race number 1. Wondering if there's any damage for those cars, because Michael Yates is just putting some distance between himself and Simon right now. Michael Yates with a 1.1 second lead right now. But Jack Pollard has rallied himself back after going off track a lap ago, and he is trying to put some laps down to get caught up to Simon here and get the second position back. Michael Yates continuing to lead the way here with a 1.5 second gap over Simon. He's actually pulling away a little bit, extending that lead. I'm wondering if there might have been some damage to Simon with that contact, maybe affecting the handling of his car a little bit. Maybe he's just driving a little bit more carefully. I'm not quite sure here, but I mean, these drivers are so close to each other that all it's going to take is one mistake from any of these drivers, and that's going to completely change the complexity of this race. So Simon gets a big run out of that corner there. He's going to set his eyes on Michael Yates. He's going to try to get this lead back. Michael Yates continuing to lead the charge here. We are 5 minutes through this race, 15 minutes to go. Michael Yates is going to go a little wide there, get himself some grass. And Simon's going to look at that opportunity to try to build a run here, maybe get around and get this lead. And with that little bobble there, look at that. Jack Pollard back in the mix. He's starting to run down these guys. We're going to have us a three-way battle for the lead here very shortly. As you can see, this tiny technical track is keeping our drivers wound together here and it's putting on for some exciting racing. There's no telling who's going to come away with this thing in race number 1. But right now it's all Michael Yates out front. He's doing a really good job managing that gap to Simon behind him. And Simon is just sitting there. Oh, Michael Yates goes wide, gets himself some in the grass. He's going to fall back, give up the lead. He's going to fall into third place, and Simon is going to take over and get the lead. So I was saying, this technical track, all it's going to take is a mistake. And the driver's going to be playing a little leapfrog with each other. Who's going to make the mistake next? Who's going to fall back? Who's going to take advantage? And that time it was Michael Yates with the mistake, and Simon taking advantage and getting himself the lead here. Pollard with a huge run off that final corner. He's closing in on Simon. We're about to have another battle for the lead. Now, Michael Yates, I bet he's sitting back there watching. You know, the last time these guys are racing each other, they kind of went off track. I was able to take advantage and get the lead back. I'm wondering if he's thinking, hey, maybe this will happen again. But we're going to find out. He's going to find out. We're all going to find out here. Last time by, Pollard was running a quicker lap than Simon. Pollard's going to get a good run off this corner here. He's going to utilize that draft. Try to close the gap up a little bit. And Michael Yates is right back in the mix there. All three of our drivers are right there racing with each other here. And Pollard gets a little loose off that corner. But that's not going to stop him. He's still got a run here. He's looking. It's not quite there. All these drivers are just doing the best they can right now. Simon goes a little wide there. That's going to open up the door. Jack Pollard with a great run off that corner. Down into the high-speed left-hander they go. Jack Pollard's looking. Go through this final corner here. Jack Pollard with the run, side by side into the corner on the outside. And that's going to open up the door. Here comes Michael Yates, looking to take advantage of these two racing each other. Now, Simon's probably looking at his review mirror. He's like, you know what, Michael and Pollard, you guys race each other. I'm going to drive away, but that does not seem to be the case right now. Michael Yates has fallen back a little bit. I think he's going to say, let these guys race. I'm going to take advantage here. I mean, we're not even halfway done with this race. We still have half this race to go. And these guys are racing each other like we got 3 laps left. A little bit of separation there, but these guys are not letting each other get away. They're all staying pretty tight packed. As Simon goes wide in turn 1, that's going to open the door up for Jack Pollard. They're going to go side by side through the S's. Michael Yates is looking to take advantage. He backs out of it, trying to avoid some contact there. Pollard goes wide. Simon to the inside, Pollard to the outside, and Michael Yates just right there, just watching these guys race each other here. And give Pollard the lead. Going into this high-speed left-hander. Here goes Simon. He's going to try to get a run to get this lead back. Simon goes wide. Pollard spins. Oh, he spins. Looks like Simon made some contact with him. Pollard goes around after getting the lead back. And he's going to gather that thing up and get going. And that'll put Simon out front here again. So the race now is between Michael Yates and Simon. Jack Pollard is continuing to go. He's going to try to put some laps down, see if he can catch back up to these guys, because we still have 9 minutes left. This race is far from over. I would not count Jack Pollard out yet. And that's going to put Michael Yates with the pass on that final corner on Simon. Michael Yates to the lead. Simon with a huge run off the corner. He's going to try to battle it back. Simon tucks in behind Michael Yates going into turn number 1 here. Michael Yates out front with 8 minutes to go in this race. And he's going to go a little wide here. That's going to open the door up. But he's going to get a good run here. These guys are going to... Simon tucks in behind Michael Yates. Not going to push the issue. And looking back a little bit, Jack Pollard, while these guys are racing each other really hard, Jack Pollard has been closing the gap a little bit. So if these guys keep racing like this, we could have, once again, a 3-car battle for the race win here at the Jefferson circuit. Both our drivers getting off into the grass a little bit there on the exit of that corner. Head down into the high-speed left-hander. Simon tucked in. He's going to look. He's looking side by side through that last corner. Simon on the inside, Michael on the outside. And he wasn't able to quite clear him. Michael Yates with the run on the outside is going to battle back. And he's going to have the preferred lane going into this first corner. He looks like he's going to hit the brakes and give the position to Simon. And meanwhile, don't look now, but Jack Pollard has pulled up 3 seconds since his mistake. He is now 4 seconds back of the leader. He is doing everything he can to close this gap, and there is still plenty of time left. We've still got 6 minutes left. That's going to be 5 or 6 laps here at the Jefferson circuit. Simon out front now doing everything he can to get away. Simon now has a 1.3 second advantage over Michael Yates, and Jack Pollard 4.5 seconds behind, continuing to put down really quick laps here, starting to close down the gap on these 2 front runners. Will they have enough time to get them? We will find out. I will say though, now that Simon has taken a lead advantage here, he is just putting down absolutely fast laps here. He is trying to get away, and that's going to bite him as he slides off the racetrack in the final turn. Gets himself a little bit of the grass, slides way off the racetrack, and that's going to put Michael Yates back in the lead here with 5 minutes remaining in this race. And with all that, that's going to bring Jack Pollard now 3.4 seconds back of our lead car. He's going to be right back in this mix. I will say, Michael Yates has done a great job. He hasn't really made too many mistakes, and he's just sitting there running his pace and just letting the other guys make the mistakes around him. And you know, he's sitting there like, you know what, I'm going to take advantage of this, and he's going to find himself leading this race once again in the final fourth of this race. The laps are winding down, and it's still anyone's race. Even Jack Pollard, who's now closed the gap to 3.3 seconds. He's continuing to take 2 or 3 tenths off this field every lap. You know, one more mistake from any of these 2 guys up front, Michael Yates or Simon, and that's going to put... Oh, Michael Yates gets a little loose going into that corner, gathers it up, saves it. And that's going to give Simon the run through the corner. Simon retakes the lead here. All right, we've got 3 minutes remaining. And these drivers are not giving up. They're still laying down everything they can. Simon's going to get the curbing in turn number 1 there. It's going to upset the car a little bit. Just to hold on to it, though. You know, we saw this before. Simon with the lead is just continuing to put down super fast laps. He's trying to get away. But last time we saw that lead to a mistake. Oh, he's going to get the grass a little bit in that final corner. He's going to go wide. That's going to slow him down a little bit. And here comes Jack Pollard. He's closed the gap. He is within striking distance of Michael Yates in second place here, recovering from that early spin. Man, the fight and drive of our drivers is absolutely impressive right now. These guys are just not letting up. They're not giving up an inch on this racetrack. Just giving it everything they got. The Simon is just driving away from these guys right now, giving it everything he got. See if he can hold on to it. We got 1 minute left. Should be only 1 or 2 more laps here left in this race. Oh, Simon! He does it again. He spins out, goes to the outside of the racetrack, gathers it up. That one's not going to cost him that much, but mistakes aplenty on this very challenging and technical circuit. And Jack Pollard has closed the gap. He's right on the back bumper of Michael Yates. Just waiting for that opportunity to make that move, but time is running out. He's going to have to make that opportunity soon. And we have white flag in the air right now. That is going to be the last lap for our drivers. So 1 more lap to go here on the Jefferson circuit. Simon is your leader. Michael Yates in second. Jack Pollard in third, trying to get that second spot before this thing is over. Michael Yates is probably just sitting there. Please, Simon, make 1 more mistake. It's happened before. It can happen again. We've seen it happen twice now. There we go. Side by side. Jack Pollard looking for the second position on Michael Yates. Not going to have it. Going to back in behind him. Here we go, down this long straightaway. Michael Yates with the advantage with the run off the corner into the final turn. And that is going to be Simon winning race number 1. Michael Yates is going to hold off Jack Pollard. He's going to finish second. And Jack Pollard in third place here in race number 1. Wow, how about that, folks? That was incredible. That was 20 laps of cars just duking it out side by side. Mistakes aplenty. Nobody was safe at all during this race. A lot of back and forth, a lot of swap on the lead, different leaders. Everybody had a chance to lead today in this first race. And I'm hoping we get more of the same in the second race because that was absolutely incredible. I don't know about you guys. I was having so much fun watching that race. And congratulations to Simon for winning race number 1. Let's see if he can do it again from the third position once again when we take the grid in just a couple of minutes for race number 2. That is the beauty of this circuit, with it being more of a tight technical racetrack. It really kind of bunches everybody up, gives you that close racing. And I think we're going to see a little bit more of that when we get into the second race here. Yeah, Absolutely incredible job by our drivers today. That was some of the best racing we've seen all season. That was just incredible racing. That was just so cool. And I can't wait to see what these drivers have in store for us for race number 2. They've all got a little bit of practice on their belts. They all know like where the trouble areas are, where they've made mistakes. Can they clean it up? Will the mistakes continue? We're going to find out here in just a couple of minutes when we take the grid for race number 2 in the Progeny Esports MX-5 Challenge. I don't know, I feel worn out from that one, and I wasn't even racing. That was fun. All right, we got 3 minutes. It looks like no drivers are going to take advantage of the 5-minute warm-up. I feel like they're all just completely worn out from that one. So that's going to make for a very exciting race number 2. That race did everything it could to challenge our drivers from start to finish. That was anybody's race. And the drivers proved it. All of them taking a chance to lead some laps here at Summit Point. So reverse grid lineup. That's going to line up Jack Pollard in first, Michael Yakes in second, and Simon in third, which is ironically, I think this is the first time this has happened in the Progeny Esports. But the starting lineup for race 1 and race 2 is exactly the same. So well done, guys. This is going to be fun. A complete reversal from the grid from the start of the race to the finish of the race. And then guess what? We're going to reverse it again and do it all over. Yes, and just as a special treat for all of you guys that are drivers that may be in the chat right now, whoever wins the final race here, I would like to get you guys in the Discord for a post-race interview to kind of hear from you on what your thoughts are for the race. So if you are the winner of our race, then feel free to hop in the Progeny Esports Discord. We'll pull you into the channel, and we'll do a little interview with you after the race. So looking forward to that. A little new feature, the broadcast today that you can look forward to at the end of race number 2. And it sounds like our drivers in the chat are saying, hey, we need this 5 minutes to cool down. We're all worn out. We're all tired. And that looked like it was so much fun. Like I'm sitting here like, I'm normally sitting here like, man, I really want to get out on the racetrack. You guys are making me like so crazy right now because all I want to do is get out on this racetrack with you guys because it looks like so much fun. And but I can't be happier to come out here and commentate and broadcast this amazing racing you guys are putting on. It's so awesome to see, and I can't wait to see what you guys come up with for race number 2 because this is going to be a lot of fun. We got 20 seconds. 20 seconds until grid. And then we're going to be off and away for race number 2 here at the Summit Point Jefferson circuit. All right, here we go. The grid has opened. It is time for our drivers to hit the racetrack and get going again for another 20 minutes of this Jefferson circuit. Here we go. And like we ran down, Jack Pollard is your pole sitter, Michael Yakes in second, and Simon will be starting in the third position here in race number 2. All of our drivers are on the grid. So let's get a countdown clock. And here we go.
Green flag.
Green flag. Our drivers are off and away. Michael Yates going in the right direction on the start this time. Congratulations. Let's go. Down into turn number 1. Pollard with the advantage. Michael Yates with the run in second place. He's going to look to take this lead back early. And Simon with a little bit of a slow start. He's just going to pick up the rear here on this first lap. Oh, Michael Yates! He goes around. He goes for a ride. Oh, no. He's going to back it up and get going. And that's going to give Jack Pollard the advantage here. Yeah, I mean, we saw Jack Pollard, made a mistake early in the first race. About halfway through, he had enough time to get caught up. We have 20 minutes of racing here. See if Michael Yates can get himself all caught up. Simon is looking for a spot to get around Jack Pollard here in race number 2. Pollard's going to hold on. He's going to have the advantage going into this high-speed left-hander. He's going to arc it a little wide, and that's going to open up the door. Here comes Simon, and Simon is going to take over the lead here. Simon overdrives the exit of that corner. That's going to open the door. Here comes Pollard. He swings it to the left, gets into the dirt a little bit, has to back out of it. These two guys are going to keep racing each other. It's going to be fun. And Michael Yates is doing a great job getting rallied back. He has closed up 2 seconds on these guys with how hard they're racing. So if he's going to continue closing at that pace, I would not say count him out. I mean, we can't really count anybody out at this point. Simon with the advantage here. Jack Pollard just hanging out in the draft. Oh, Simon is gone? Uh-oh. Looks like we may have had some connection issues for Simon. Disappeared. We'll see if he comes back. Well, that is going to put Jack Pollard in the lead. And that's going to move Michael Yates up to second place. It was now 10.2 seconds behind Jack Pollard. We got 15 minutes left in this race. Will Michael be able to run down Pollard? Will Pollard be able to hold on and win himself the race? And I did just get notification Simon has been dropped from the race server, so that is unfortunate. You hate to see that. But, network issues, connections, that is one of the things we have to deal with here in the sim racing world. Much like real racers have to deal with mechanical issues, we have to deal with the technical ones. So that is very unfortunate. He had just taken the lead, too, and was trying to get away from our drivers, so we hate to see that. But that is going to put this race as a duel between Pollard and Michael. Right now, both of the drivers are running near identical lap times. Michael Yates gets a little sideways trying to carry as much speed. I don't think that's going to cost him too much, but he does have to kind of come to a stop there to keep spinning. Pollard with a pretty substantial lead here, just trying to put down some clean laps, get to the end of this thing. We don't want to see mistakes. We want to see the checkered flag. Kind of what he's trying to do here. Well, right now our drivers are just continuing to run smooth laps here. At this point in the race, you're just kind of waiting for the other person to make a mistake. You're not really close enough to really start pressing the issue, but clean laps will move you forward, and mistakes can move you backward. You're going to see this gap between these two cars fluctuate as we continue to progress through this race towards the second half. Michael Yates with the faster lap that time. So continuing to put down some pretty quick laps. Is he going to have enough time to close the gap? Michael Yates continuing to chip away at that lead. A couple of tenths here and there, but he is 15 seconds back. I don't know if it's necessarily going to be quite enough unless Pollard makes a mistake. And Pollard's up there. Hey, I got the lead. I'm just going to run my lane, run my race, see this thing out to the finish here, as we have now passed the halfway point in race number 2 here at the Summit Point Jefferson Circuit. That time by Pollard with the faster lap. If that gap is not closing or widening, both these drivers are running near identical lap times right now. Pollard with a 56.772, Michael Yates with a 7.27. So not much difference in lap times between our two drivers. This race is going to be a race of execution. Can you manage to keep the car on track, not make any mistakes? That is what it's going to take to win this race. It is no longer a race about pace. This is a race about consistency and technique. And that is what's going to challenge our drivers here in race number 2. And Jack Pollard with the fastest lap of the race, actually the fastest lap of the race with a 55.944. So Pollard not backing down, giving it everything he has. Try to run some fast laps here. Try to just extend this gap out. Reduce the possibility of Michael Yates catching him. Yeah, both of our drivers are just running clean, smooth laps right now. They're both just trying to get to the finish of this thing. I do got to say, there are some gazebos around this racetrack. I feel like that would be a really cool spot to sit and watch them. Sitting in the gazebo, watching the cars go by. That'd be really cool. But those are the best seats in the house. But both our drivers are running pretty consistent lap times. Pollard has extended his lead out to 18 seconds right now. So with the laps winding down, 5 minutes left in this race, Pollard has just got to get through this without making a mistake. And he will close out the win at the Summit Point Jefferson Circuit. I will say, as a racer myself, there is no better position to be in a race than the position Pollard has found himself in right now. Comfortable lead, laps winding down. You know, where I race on the oval side, you find yourself saying, "Okay, nobody crash. I don't want a yellow flag right now." Luckily, our drivers don't have to worry about yellow flags. We do not have yellow flags. on our road course series, so the yellow flag would definitely change everything up right about now. But we are not. There are no yellow flags to be thrown in this race, so all Pollard has to do, run some clean laps, run some consistent laps, and just bring it to the finish here. He's only got a few minutes left, a few laps. No mistake. That's all it's going to take to win this race, this stage. Oh, and Simon in the chat says his PC died. Hopefully it was nothing serious. We will get you back up and running, see you on the track here again soon. And that is very unfortunate. All right, we got 2 minutes remaining in this race at the Summit Point Jefferson circuit. And it looks like Simon has rejoined the race. He is going to come back out on track and run a few laps. Definitely appreciate the effort, down and out, but get back out here, finish the race. That is much appreciated, and also that is just great discipline as a driver. I myself have been down and out many times in races, and the most important thing is to always get out there and finish the race, absolutely, if you can. And here we go. The white flag is out. That is going to be the last lap here at the Jefferson circuit. And it is all Pollard right now out front. All right, one more time through the final corner. It is all Jack Pollard as he claims his first win in the Progeny Esports MX-5 Challenge. Congratulations to Jack Pollard. Simon's going to bring it home 15 laps down in third position. And here comes Michael Yakes around the final corner. One last time here, he is going to pick up second place in race number 2 on the evening. So congratulations to Jack Pollard for winning, and Michael Yakes for second, Simon for third. All around great effort by our drivers today. And if Pollard is listening, if we can get you in the Discord, we'd like to do a little interview with you, find out how your race went. But all I gotta say, what fantastic racing! We were unfortunately cursed, as well as Simon was cursed with some PC technical difficulties in race number 2. that kind of robbed us of some really good racing that I was expecting to have. And a little mistake from Michael Yakes there on the first lap. But fantastic. Race 1 just blew my mind. That was some just absolutely insane, awesome racing. And I couldn't be happier for our drivers for putting in the work and doing what they can do, and just putting on some fantastic racing in the first race. And in the second race too, we had just it looked like in the second race everyone kind of got their mistakes out of the way, and that goes. It was awesome. Pollard, I see you in the chat. If we can get you to hop on the Discord, I got a few questions for you. I'd like to ask about how your race was, do a little interview with you. But yeah, Jefferson Circuit. That race did not disappoint. That was a lot of fun. All right, Pollard, this is Yakes87 up here in the booth. You got a copy?
2 seconds. Let me turn everyone up. There we go.
All right, you got a copy? Yeah. All right, well, Jack Pollard, congratulations on your first win here in the Progeny MX-5 Challenge. We had a thrilling race number 1, and you brought home the victory here in race number 2, the final race of the evening. So tell me a little bit about your night. I'd love to hear what your thoughts were on race number 1 there with all that back and forth battling.
Yeah, that race number 1 was immense. It was brilliant. Shame about the spin out at the end, but yeah, really good, really good.
Yeah, that was so much fun to watch, and you did a really good job even after your spin out at the end there to just close the gap and have another shot at it in the closing laps there. Unfortunately, we weren't able to make it done. But you started race number 2 from the front row and managed to get the win. So tell me about race number 2.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I think if Sire's computer didn't die, it'd have been a bit, I think he might have taken that one. But yeah, there weren't many mistakes in race 2. Had a couple of fastest laps, and yeah, it was fairly clean race, to be fair.
Oh, that's awesome. And, you've been doing some great work here in these MX-5s, watching your improvement from race number 1 all the way to here where you snagged yourself a checkered flag. I mean, what are your thoughts so far? We're 4 races in. We got one more to go here in the Progeny Esports MX-5 Challenge. What do you think about the series and racing these cars on these different variety of tracks so far?
Yeah, the series has been great so far, But yeah, the MX-5s are brilliant. Not a lot of grip when you get going, but yeah, they're brilliant to throw around these little tracks. But yeah, it'd be great to see what else comes up in future. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, that's awesome. I mean, we've got some cool stuff to announce coming forward. I don't think we have figured out exactly what we're going to announce yet, but we're going to have some cool announcements coming forward. So, is there anyone you want to thank here at the end of this race here?
I'd like to thank Cy for his computer dying so I could get that win. But yeah, no, it's all drivers tonight did great. I know Yakes had a spin out in second race, which was a shame. But yeah, overall the racing were really good.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for racing, and we do have an off week next week, so I'm looking forward to seeing what we come up with after the off week for the race at Laguna Seca. What are your thoughts on Laguna Seca? Is there anything you're excited for with that race?
Yeah, seeing the whole twist a bit at the end, with the curves and that'll be quite difficult, I reckon. Especially in these MX-5s, because they do like to slide around a bit. But yeah, I think it'd be a good race, and hopefully quite a close one.
Awesome. All right. Well, let's go ahead and take a look at the results of our night here at the Jefferson Circuit. So here we go. Here's our current point standings right now. Simon has the points lead with 126. Michael Yakes moves up to second in points. Jack Pollard in third. Trevor McGinnis falls to fourth. Damian fifth. Mike Turner sixth. And Lee picking up the last place in points currently with only one start last week at the Okyama short course. So it is going to be a good battle going down to the wire for points here in the final race. But congratulations to Simon for picking up the points lead. And I can't wait to see how things are going to shake out at the end of our Laguna Seca race. And we'll crown ourselves a champion of the first ever Progeny Esports MX-5 challenge. So that's going to be a lot of fun. Hope to see you guys out there. Like I said, next week is an off week. We do not have a race scheduled for next week, but we will be back with you on the week after. I forget what exact day that is on February. Let me double check. The 10th. No, the 11th. Yeah, the 11th. So we'll be back with you guys on February 11th, right here on the Progeny Esports for our MX-5 series finale at the biggest track on the schedule, the WeatherTech Raceway at Laguna Seca. So that is going to be a fun track, and I can't wait to see how it challenges our drivers. So thank you all for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the race today. I sure did. It was a lot of fun, and we'll see you guys the next one. Bye-bye.
Empty hearts and neon lights, they're playing with my mind.